the world, and that the United States of America will have to give way to Israel. We are expecting a new monetary system in the world that will replace the monetary system in which the US dollar was dominant. We have said it several times that the new monetary system is intended not only to continue the rip-off, and yet they give fatwa, it is halal. But the new monetary system is intended to further advance in the direction of imposing an economic and monetary dictatorship upon all of mankind so that you can rule the world. The attack on Libya and the use of the Security Council of the United Nations to impose a no-fly zone is a very, very plain and clear message to mankind that world government has come. No country has sovereignty now. We can invade, we can occupy, we can do anything we want in the world. We are the masters of the world. World government is coming. That world government is meant to advance the cause of imposing a political dictatorship upon all of mankind, so that one people can rule the world on behalf of one person, and he is Al-Masih al-Dajjal. We spoke, I think, probably the first day about so many other events that are occurring, that the last people to come out of Dajjal will be women. You know the hadith. And the attendant data that is together with this coming out of women is that they would dress and yet be naked, that they would dress like men, etc. And the evidence is already here that they have come out. This is the feminist revolution, which I believe we'll be looking at today. Well, then where is he? It seems that he has been released. It is at the very same time that the Qibla was changed. It was at the very same time that the Nasakh took place, the changing of the Qibla, the changing of the law of fasting, and the changing of the law of the punishment of zina. At that time that Allah declared, Tilka ummatun qad khalat. At that time, Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam speaks about Dajjal, speaks about Gog and Magog, and he suspects a Jewish boy named Ibn Sayyad, who is in Medina, and who is a physical being. He's alive, he's a human being, and he is in Medina. This is Dajjal. He it is who told us that Dajjal will not be allowed to enter Makkah and Medina. So it's time to put on your thinking caps. There's incontrovertible evidence that he said that Dajjal will not enter Makkah and Medina. And there is incontrovertible evidence that he suspected someone in Medina to be Dajjal. So it's time to put on your thinking caps. He took Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu with him. And thank Allah he did that. He took Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the story would have been different. He took Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu to question the boy. And the boy was He was a Jewish boy, impertinent in his answers, and Umar radiallahu ta'ala who was angry. O Messenger of Allah, give me permission, I'll cut off his head. No, Umar, do not do that, said the Prophet ﷺ. If he is Dajjal, you cannot kill him. The only way you can make that statement is if there is a possibility that he can be Dajjal. If there is no possibility, how do you say if he is Dajjal, you cannot kill him? There is only one way that there can be a possibility that he can be Dajjal, and that is that he's been released. And so we have been given the information about the release of Dajjal in this way, indirectly, for those who have the capacity to think. If he is Dajjal, you cannot kill him. It's elementary logic. And if he is not Dajjal, it will be sinful to kill him. From this we conclude that no one is under any obligation whatsoever to accept our conclusion. No. There are many other versions of the subject of Dajjal out there. Some of them quite colorful, in fact. So people are free to choose whichever one they want. Yes, there's no obligation to accept our explanation of the subject at all. So we have concluded from this that Dajjal was released in the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ, and we have concluded that we are now located, in fact I consider this to be the most important discovery in my life in the world of knowledge, that we are now located at that moment in the historical process when a day like a month is coming to an end and a day like a week is commencing, and so there is not much time left before the return of the Son of Mary, alayhi salam. I could not have come to this conclusion if I had only studied it in Darul. For me to come to this conclusion, I also had to master the study of politics and economics and history to be able to come to this conclusion. Is there any reference to Dajjal in the Quran? No, there is none. Not directly. If you're looking for a standalone verse, there is none. As I said earlier, and we will do it again tomorrow inshallah, is there any statement in the Quran stating plainly that Nabi Isa alayhi salam will return? No, there is none. But that is not sufficient for us to conclude the discussion, go home and eat biryani and go to sleep. That is a disrespectful act to the Quran. The Quran speaks to you in a more sophisticated way than that. Not because you cannot find any direct reference in the Quran to it. Does it mean it's not there? Because Allah speaks plainly and He says there are things in the Quran which is mastur, which is covered. When we go to the Quran and we take all the data pertaining to the subject and we go to He who was sent to teach the Quran, then it is as plain as daylight that Nabi Isa alayhi salam will return. But those who choose to reject that view, that's up to you. We're not going to pick up boxing gloves with you. No, sir, not at all. We have more important things to do. Similarly, to say, well, there is no reference in the Quran to Dajjal, so we can go home and have dinner and go to sleep. What's your choice? It's an act of disrespect to the Quran, which is a book for لِقَوْمِ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ فَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنِ. And so we need to go to the Quran and to take all the data pertaining to the subject, and then go to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, and then probe to see the message that the Quran gives concerning Dajjal, if there is one. And in the short time that we'll take this morning, we look at two of these. The first, of course, is that Nabi Muhammad ﷺ said nobody can challenge this. He said recite the first 10 ayat of Surah Al-Kahf for protection from the fitna of Dajjal. So directly establishing a direct link between Surah Al-Kahf of the Quran and the fitna of Dajjal. Okay? Since we have this link now between Surah Al-Kahf and Dajjal, and the link is further enhanced when we go to that hadith of all hadiths pertaining to Dajjal. Every prophet has warned his people about Dajjal. And the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam warned his people about Dajjal. But I am going to say to you something which none ever said before me. Dajjal sees with the left eye, he's blind in the right eye, it looks like a bulging grip. But your Lord is not one eye. Between his eyes, on his forehead, is written the word kafir. And every mu'min will be able to read it, whether he is katib or ghayru katib. We have dealt with this already in this retreat. Those who choose to understand this literally are entitled to do that. We have not been appointed as their teachers. They're entitled to hold their view. The implication, however, is since they believe that Dajjal literally has one eye and is blind in the other eye, in the next 20 to 30 years, I believe, it should not be more than that, when a man stands up in Jerusalem, after Israel becomes the ruling state, and after this man has achieved the state of ruler of Israel and ruler over the world, like Obama is ruling from Washington, and Masjid al-Aqsa has been conveniently demolished, perhaps with an earthquake. That's why we're having all these earthquakes now. So when that one happens, what's the big thing? Everybody having earthquakes. And then he reconstructs the temple. Shortly after he reconstructs the temple, I expect him to make the declaration. Because he can't make the declaration before he reconstructs the temple. I am the Messiah. It's going to happen. When that happens, it will be as plain and as clear as dazzling sunshine to these who are my students. That is Dajjal. I mean, it is so plain and clear. He says he is the Messiah. He is a Jew. He's a young man. He's powerfully built. He has curly hair. He's ruling the world from Jerusalem. Israel is the ruling state. He's just reconstructed the temple. What more do you want? He is Dajjal. But along comes he who says, no, he cannot be Dajjal. Because the prophet said, Dajjal has one eye, and this man has two. He can't be Dajjal. That is the price that they will pay. Because he would be Dajjal. It is they who have misinterpreted, misunderstood the hadith. He has one eye, he sees with his left eye, and the left eye symbolizes, we have said, knowledge externally acquired,